All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews, and we're finally back with my Road to Avengers Endgame series where I review all the MCU movies. Now we're finally up to Captain America, the first Avenger. So full spoilers, if you haven't seen this movie by now. A little background, was never into Captain America as a kid. When I got into comics in like the late 80s, I remember I think I owned only one issue, and I think it was like the first time I went to the comic book store, I bought one and read it and didn't like it and never went back to Captain America ever. And it became just this thing in the back of my mind, like who were my least favorite, Marvel characters, and it was always like I didn't give a shit about Captain America. And so all this time goes by, and I know that there's going to be this Captain America movie now, and I had no thoughts that I was going to like this movie. I thought, here's the one that I'm just going to be like, it's okay, it's whatever. And then after seeing it for the first time and now going back and rewatching it, I still really, really like this movie. It doesn't seem to have a cynical bone in its body. And I can be quite the pessimist at times and have this kind of darker way of thinking. And so a movie like this that's got all this like hopeful and earnest patriotism is usually just not for me. But this movie won me like right from the start. As soon as Steve tells the guy to show some respect, and him getting beat up in the alley and saying, I can do this all day. He just won me over immediately. And I just got it. By the end of this movie, I was like, holy shit. They somehow made me a Captain America fan. After all these years, this one movie out of nowhere changed my mind about the character completely. And I got to give it up to Chris Evans for pulling this off. Again, that was another reason why I wasn't excited about this, is because I'd never really seen Chris Evans in anything that I enjoyed that much. And so I had very low expectations. And he kills it. He kills it. And he is my, now my favorite character in the entire MCU. And coming from a guy who never wanted to read any of his books, it's just crazy to me, that it's not Iron Man or Spider-Man or whatever. When I was a kid, Spider-Man was one of my tops, but this movie just completely changed all that for me. And I know some people, I don't know, it gets kind of these mixed reviews. Yeah, it's the least well done Captain America of the three Captain Americas, but I really like that it's very much like an old-time adventure movie, like Indiana Jones almost. Has this kind of serialized aspects to it. And everything is very, from that time period of how those movies kind of looked and how everybody kind of talked. This movie also introduces Peggy Carter, so played by Haley Atwell, who is... damn, women like her, they're very intimidating to me. This just very, not, I don't want to be oh, strong women are intimidating, but no. Haley Atwell just seems to her character would intimidate the hell out of me. She's unbelievably beautiful, but I would be I don't know. I'd be too afraid that she'd be way smarter than me, and anything that I would say would sound stupid. But I love her and Steve's chemistry throughout the whole movie. Even though it's clear how these movies go, she's gonna pine for him, he's gonna pine for her, throughout. I also love that this movie introduces young Howard Stark, played by Dominic Cooper of Preacher fame, who I just love in this part. I'm glad that they've been able to use him occasionally on other Marvel properties whenever they do a flashback to young Howard Stark. He just, damn, looks so much like Tony, too. It's so great. It's nice to see that we see how big of a role he's been playing throughout the years now. You know, Tony at this time doesn't even realize all the connections that his father has to other things going on in the Marvel Universe. Tommy Lee Jones is always great. I mean, he's just doing like the typical general, role. But since you have Tommy Lee Jones, they at least make him funny and interesting. People complain about the Red Skull. I think it's fine. I think that that's what he should look like. I don't know what people were really expecting when you get Red Skull. I wish that there was a little bit more to it. And like I said, full spoilers, like even way back then, when he has the Tesseract in his hands and he goes flying, like frying up and he shoots up into the space. Not once did I think he was dead. I was like, dude, he just like got sent somewhere and this is going to pay off someday. And I love that. Like just seeing this again, knowing now where he went, like, and no one else knows, we're all in on it. Like we know something that the characters don't know, and it's kind of really cool. But I thought Hugo Weaving was really good as the Red Skull, and Toby Jones was good as Zola. Although I feel like the way they kind of portrayed him in this isn't really like the Zola, the artificial intelligence one from Winter Soldier. This one, the one in Winter Soldier seems to be more like evil, straight evil. And this Zola in First Avenger seems kind of like, oh man, what did I get myself into? It's kind of a different way that I don't understand why they changed that character in between movies, but whatever. Toby Jones did a really good job. And the scene between him and Tommy Lee Jones, where Tommy Lee Jones is eating his steak, great scene. And the action in this movie, I think, is really great. When he's doing the foot chase with the car and then jumps onto the frickin' submarine, and to the whole fight with the motorcycle, to the fight on the plane, to the stuff on the train. Oh my gosh, I mean, there's all really excellent action in here. And such heart. I mean, I can't believe how much this movie, I have one, two, three, four, five posters in here alone, just with Captain America stuff on it. And I've got my shirts and everything. It's so bizarre because I don't have these kind of turns as things that I like all of a sudden. I don't suddenly find new kinds of tastes normally. So it's just a testament to what Marvel and Disney started to do. Now, this is still Paramount. So I guess this wasn't Disney yet. It also makes me wonder, for people that complain about this movie, if Disney had control of Captain America before the movie was made, what movie would they have given us? Because I think that the tone that was set here and the path that they put him on in this movie that was made by Paramount, when Disney looked at that and didn't change any of it, and carried from the momentum of that, I thought that was really cool, because Disney could have completely retconned it and changed everything. Winter Soldier and Civil War could be completely different movies if Disney had gotten a hold of First Avenger before anybody else did and made it their way. But who knows? That's maybe just me thinking a little bit too much about the story. Oh yeah, Stanley Tucci as the Doctor, another good performance from him. And he doesn't get much to do. And then I guess we have Sebastian Shaw, who plays Bucky, which, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that's it? That's all we get of him? But knowing what happens later on, but also understanding now through this movie, understanding more about the relationship and why it's important later on. Knowing that strong bond that those two have that's continued out throughout the rest of the series of movies. Also, we had the guy from Game of Thrones and Harry Potter, Frey. Walder Frey was in this at the beginning too. And again, he gets killed. So good. And anytime I see Walder Frey get killed, it's always fun. So anyway, that's it, I guess. I really just gotta say, I mean, again, I liked the lighter tone of this. Normally I would like something darker, but something hopeful and nostalgic, and it has, I think, at the time that it came out, the best like ending, you know, for sticking around to the very end for the little stinger. Like, yeah, we had where he wakes up and Sam Jackson's there, but then later on when they do the introduction of "You got a mission for me," and you get that first trailer, like little mini teaser trailer, before the Avengers came out. So for people to automatically see like a mini trailer for the Avengers immediately at the end of Captain America had to be, at the time, the best possible way to end the movie. Giving all the, you know, getting everybody psyched up for more Captain America and everything, setting up for them. Anyway, before I start rambling even more, it's been a really long day. I actually started watching this movie like yesterday, and it's just now finally over. Just work has been a lot. So anyway, that's it. That's the end of the review. If you liked it, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that rigmarole. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews saying have a great night, and we will be back with Marvel's The Avengers next. So thanks for checking out these videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.